You know, I'm really starting to not like activated netherite line. It's so slow. I have been AFKing my world for quite a while, and I still have no activated netherite. What? Even after we basically doubled the speed of this thing last episode. In fact, that was actually the holdup as to why we could not make the tier 11 microminer. So that being said, we have a lot of issues to address this episode in the base, so we can finally close out this mod pack. So grab a drink, grab a snack, whatever it is you'd like to do while you watch YouTube, and join me on today's episode of Monifactory. So hello everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Monifactory, where the first part of this episode is again gonna be speeding up activated netherite. What in the world is up with that? This one shouldn't actually take that long. The holdup right now is just this arc furnace, which, you know, I don't know why I made this a single block. Wasn't very smart. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a multi-block for that, and we'll be running this extremely fast. So this, and I should be able to massively increase the rate that we are making, I think it's processed ancient debris dust. Oh yeah, much faster. I don't know why I didn't do this before. Look at how much faster that is. So we should be getting a whole lot more, yes, inert netherite scrap, which in turn should mean a lot more activated netherite. In fact, now this should be the backlog instead of everything else. So pretty much one piece of activated netherite per 1.25 seconds, which is not terrible. So now with this back up and running here, pretty soon we should be able to finish this tier 11 microminer, which I have been waiting for. Because the main goal today I want to try and see is going to be complex SMDs or Holmium, because this will unlock the next tier of circuits, but in the meantime we need to find something else to do. Something else I think was going to be this nifty little thing called the Hyperbolic microverse projector. It is not cheap, but it is definitely possible. Only problem is it needs a lot of activated netherite. That's okay, we should be able to get pretty much everything else for it. I don't think we have UHV emitters yet. Nope, but we can go ahead and learn that. Shouldn't be too bad. But everything else here we should have, and literally everything here is pretty cheap except for the dimensional stabilization netherite casing, which we just need more activated netherite for. So this should be a breeze, and I can't believe how big of a milestone this is. I'm thinking about the first few episodes when we started this playthrough like 9 months ago. You know, I didn't really think that we would make it this far. I mean, I don't know why I didn't think that, but wow, we have come a long way here in Monifactory. Anyways, I don't want to get too distracted though, because next up, I want to get the Hyperbolic microverse projector and the tier 11 microminer up and running. Okay, so actually, we're going up in netherite pretty fast, so let's go ahead. Let's see if we can't just make this thing. It would seem I am out of grabby stars. So with just a quick upgrade to auto crafting, I should be able to just make these on demand now, and I should be able to make my Hyperbolic microverse projector. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for this. And this can in fact run parallels. Oh yeah. And we're gonna run this thing as fast as we possibly can at the moment. Why not? We might as well go all out. Can I make 28 of these? I sure can. Oh yeah. It is all coming together. Look at this. I am excited. 2 of these, and that is pretty much the entire thing done. I'm just waiting on some circuits. All right, so after a good like 20 minutes of messing around with this assembly line, I don't know why it was breaking, no clue, but I think we're good now. This should be crafting, and I think my Hyperbolic projector doohickey is all in here. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm also gonna can I make the epic crafting table yet? I totally can. I'm gonna go ahead and make that. That way I can go ahead and get all this tier 11 microminer stuff off of my hands and go ahead and just craft it. Boom. Let's go ahead and craft the tier 11 microminer. Oh yeah. Look at that. That is beautiful. And now let's go ahead and let's craft the Hyperbolic microverse projector. Oh my god. Oh my god, that we did it. Okay, let's go ahead. Oh, I'm so excited for this. Look at this thing. This is ridiculous. I don't even know if it'll fit upstairs in microverse mining. I think I designed these with this exact projector in mind. It looks like I did, so actually it does fit. Will this form? No. No, it won't. I see what happened here. So this, I believe, can do, yes, literally every single recipe, though I think we're probably just going to stick to the tier 11 recipe on this thing. Quasi-stable neutron stars are nice, but we really are probably just going to be running this thing straight up for alien scrap, and that's about it. We might do more, you know, in fact, we're going to set up a level emitting system anyway, so yeah, we'll do it for this for now. It looks like we need a better energy hatch here. Let's go ahead and just quickly overclock this guy. So this should be running at UEV at a pretty good rate. We'll probably go ahead and end up upgrading the whole system to UEV here in this episode now that we have it unlocked. We needed, I think, Holmium for the 16 amp energy hatch. Yeah, we do need Holmium. So for now, this will have to do. It's gonna use a lot of power. That's okay. I'm so excited for this. Gonna go ahead and get everything else set up here as well. Basically, every system we've had on every single other microminer, we're gonna set the same thing up here. So everything will be level emitted as per usual. I'll be back when this system is set up. So now this guy is all set up. The only problem is to run the missions for alien scrap. We need universal navigators pretty much on passive, which I don't know how far we are from that. I think we need UV robot arms on passive. I think we have UV sensors on passive already. Yeah, so it's just the robot arms that we need on passive, which I'm going to say shouldn't be too difficult. But other than that, literally, yeah, that's all we have to do. And we have the hyperbolic microverse projector running. Yes, it's my favorite part. Assembly lines. Yeah, so I gotta automate universal navigators. Apparently this recipe is also not up to par. I don't know if I actually feel like changing that. I really don't, so I'm not going to. I need more assembly lines. Oh my gosh, I hate this so much. It feels like every episode, I think literally every episode for the past like 5 episodes, I've been building assembly lines. So yep, that's pretty much what Monifactory is late game. If I'm keeping it 1,000 with you guys, but we need 2 of these things, and then we should be good to go. Alrighty, so if I am correct, I have pretty much automated everything I need for the universal navigator, and I have any of these, so I want to make at a time probably a good amount. Right, we're gonna use these a lot, and they're pretty expensive, so I'm gonna stick with like 8 at a time. Hopefully I don't regret that, because I could very, very easily regret that. I think it's working. Oh, that's right, I need the gravity stars. Those are still being slow, huh? Well, any second now that should finish, and this should start. Yes, perfect, and these are gonna take 75 seconds each. I have them overclocked because we're gonna use a good amount of them. So that should be good, and then I think that's everything we need to run this mission. We just need shattered universe data, which I do not have yet, and I should be able to get by going over here. So just down here, I need to do the same exact thing I did with everything else. I need some shattered universe data. This stuff, a little bit expensive. I don't think I have that much universe creation data. No, I only have 17, so this is definitely going to be expensive. And we're gonna need to speed this up in the future 100%, because this is the only way of getting it. Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna need some parallels, a whole bunch of stuff going on. This is ridiculous. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna say let's get like maybe 8 of these. Shoot. And once this finishes with all of its omnium, we should start seeing that. And then I think we're good to run the tier 11 microminer. So up in microverse mining, this is exciting. Let's go ahead and let's set up this first mission. I am really looking forward to this. Let me tell you, it's been a long, however long we've been playing Monifactory to get this. So this is going to be when we're running out of Holmium. I think specifically alien scrap is used for a whole bunch of stuff, mainly Holmium. So obviously we're going to do this when we're out of Holmium dust. How much of this stuff do I want at a time? I'm going to go 512. We'll definitely finick with that, because that might not be the best idea, but that's whatever. We're gonna want 1 of each of these inside of here. So once we get a whole bunch of Holmium, we have creative computation data, which is going to be phenomenal. I'm sick and tired of data. This means we can get creative computation and creative data access, which means no more shenanigans with the assembly lines and the optic cables. Even though at this point, I mean, I've pretty much done it all already. Like there's gonna be more optic cables than there are of those creative things. I think. I could be wrong. However, that's my assumption. But either way, it's still gonna be really nice. And I really want to see if I can't get that by the end of this episode. So I just need the Shattered Universe data to be done, and then we can start Holmium line. Holmium line. All right, guys. Yeah, let's turn this on. Yeah. Looking good. Do you, Worky? Worky? Question mark, Worky? Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Alien scrap is coming in at a pretty good rate. So I would say at about 1 per second seems about right. It might be faster than that, actually. Yeah, it is a little bit faster than that, which is pretty good, seeing as we want this pretty much running at all times. And we're going to run this through ore processing, which that might take a long time. Our sifter has been known to back things up. That's okay. We get a lot of neutronium from this, which I am very, very excited about. So that means we no longer need to rely on the microminer mission here that is eating up my gravitational amplifiers. I am sick and tired of this being eaten up. These are really expensive, especially on these energy cores, which I appear to be doing fine on now, but this was a very long time to build up here. So this pretty much leads into the entire Holmium line, which I'm pretty sure is just ore processing. Except for an electromagnetic separator, which not sure where I'm going to get that from, but everything else is literally ore processing, and then we have Holmium. So really looking forward to that. Holmium, I believe, is the UIV superconductor and pretty much unlocks the UEV stuff. And we should be able to add a new multi-block down there so we can do all of the ore processing. So alien scrap processing actually doesn't seem too bad. I think the main problem with it is just going to be speed, which we're at the point in the game where we're just going to start throwing power at our problems. So hopefully the system does not explode. Are we exploding at the current moment? No, we're not. Not at all. So without further ado, let's do some more processing. So Holmium line is done. And now we have a decent amount. I think the alien scrap is already done. We already have 512 pieces, so that is pretty good. Looks like we're not gonna have any backlogs with that. You guys know how every episode is a wild goose chase, just a chicken chase around the base? Don't ask me how. I am out of carbon. Not something I ever expected to be out of. I have a whole bunch of graphite, so I'm probably just gonna send that through ore processing, because I think I get this from ore processing, and I use it for graphene, but now I'm getting graphene from a bunch of places. So I'm gonna hope that sending graphite through is okay, because I mean we do need it for graphene. But I need carbon. I don't know why I'm out of carbon, actually. I feel like it's a very strange thing to run out of. So I'm hoping there's not too many other small little rabbit holes I need to go down. That's just this one. I want to catch you guys up because I also ran out of polyethylene earlier. I mean, luckily that one was an easy fix. It was just we were still using our LV reactor from the beginning of the series. We were still using this guy to make polyethylene. So yeah, quickly made. I changed that really fast, so that fixed that problem. Again, carbon. Don't know how we're exactly out of that, but I'm going to fix it since we have a whole bunch of logs. And if there's anything else that needs fixing, I will come back and let you know. All right, so carbon problem is solved. I just want you guys to take a look at this. We have a lot of neutronium now. This is no longer a expensive material. Activating the tier level microminer seems to have elevated us to a new tier, if you will, because holy moly, neutronium was a problem before. Oh my lord, look at this. And we have so much holmium. It would appear ore processing is doing quite well. So let's go ahead, let's put this onto the RHF. This is gonna be great. Let's get like 4,000 pieces of holmium, I'd say. And we should see this guy turn on. Oh yeah, making our holmium, sweet. Boom, our first pieces of holmium. Now, apparently I'm missing some sort of dependency for this. One of these. But now all of this is done. Holy moly, we have gotten really far, really fast. Which opens up a whole plethora of things, including complex SMD components, which as you can see, leads us to the tier 12 microminer. Also new circuits, so these as well we can now do. We just need infinity ingots and a whole bunch of this stuff, which I think circuits will probably end up being next episode. This episode, I'm looking at this over here, and this specifically this. But this is looking great. Everything seems to be going perfectly fine. And neutronium is no longer a problem. I mean, we have so much of it now. It might be like actually insane. Yeah, we have a lot. One of the big things I was talking about previously was creative computation data. Now this we can do with a single tier 11 microminer mission. All of this I think we can craft. We may or may not have, we do have the solar creation data, perfect. And it looks like the only thing I need is UV circuits because somewhere craft requires those. So it actually looks like we have everything we need to run the microminer mission. Let's go ahead and start this craft. I don't know how actually expensive this is. It doesn't look too bad, actually. It's just a bunch of ZPM stuff, so we're looking pretty good. So everything for it should be right in here. Perfect. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and let's stick all of this into here. Oh, there's a little bit of stuff going into here. Okay, might have to do this manually. Oh yeah. And look at that, we're getting our creative computation data. So I believe with this, we're going to need 256 computational units per tick in the subatomic digital assembly, which if I'm not mistaken, we do actually have, because we have 8 of these computers, each making 32 a tick. Now, for whatever reason, I don't know why, some of these aren't providing any, specifically these two. I guess none of them are providing anything right now, but I have no idea why. Some of them just don't want to work. So I'm hoping that if I just kind of connect it up to one thing, it may work, because this does not seem to like it. So if I disconnect you, or does this fix? See, I don't know. I really don't know why it doesn't want to provide all of it. There may be some sort of bug, there may not. Apparently we're out of Omnium. But if it doesn't work, I'm going to figure out why it doesn't work. We have everything we need for it. So in here, about 20 seconds, we're going to test and see if this works. Fingers crossed, because we should have everything we need. Boom. Look at this. Okay, so again, I want to see if this will work. It might not. So it's looking like it's not working. I don't know why the computation is not getting it all. It's really strange. So it was at this point that I started running into a good amount of problems. I have no idea why. Don't ask me. But I think I have had more trouble with the GregTech HPCAs than anything else ever in Minecraft. Ever. Modern Minecraft Vanilla, ever. I think almost every single time I've upgraded, first made, or added something to the HPCA system, the GregTech data system, it is broken. It is actually my least favorite thing. I spent like a good 20-30 minutes trying to fix it. And in the end, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna remake it all, like any sane person would do. So I destroyed literally every single piece of fiber cable, replaced it, just for it to still almost bug out again. I almost lost my mind, but I did get it to finally work after like 45 minutes of just messing with the cables. It has to be my least favorite feature in any mod ever, except for Mechanism. I hate that mod. Oh my god, I got it working. It took me so long. But we can now make all of our creative stuff. I'm gonna make a pretty good amount of these. The computation provider, I think we only need one of these, one or two, and this should fix all my troubles. Like if I get rid of all of this and I put this guy here and I say like something like that. Oh, we should be making a lot of stuff. Yep, that looks pretty good. You know what? I'm just gonna make so many of these. I'm never gonna have to worry about doing this again. I think it's just one ticking them. But yeah, I'm never gonna need more than that amount. I'm also going to do a bunch of the data access hatches. And now I should never, ever have to worry about any of this nonsense again. Ever. Perfect. So I'm gonna say this calls for a celebration, so everyone get your party hats. We no longer have to deal with data. I'm just gonna throw these around everywhere because I feel like it. I have absolutely ruined the base over the past like few days, by the way. Had a few mishaps with the ME system. It's now being powered by solar panels. For like a good 10 hours, my system was only working in the daytime. And now the ME system no longer feeds off of itself because that was a problem I was having. So every time I would upgrade power or do some major change to the wiring, it would basically break and I'd have to kickstart it. And it was the most annoying thing ever. So I should no longer have that problem. So my two biggest things I don't like are now fixed. I no longer have to deal with data. You know what this calls for? I have just the thing for this. Let's go ahead and get some of these. We're gonna make cake. So along with the cake, I'm gonna put a whole bunch of bees in the base. Like I said, this calls for a celebration. We no longer need data. This cake is staying here. I kind of don't know why I didn't put it in the middle. Let me fix that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get a whole party table set up. Beautiful. And all my bees are gone. I don't know where they went. So you know what? I'm gonna get even more. We'll see how long the bee stays in the base. Hopefully by the end of the series, we still have a few left in here that'll be roaming around. Anyways, unfortunately, that is all the time I have for today. So if you guys did enjoy today's episode of Monifactory, please hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of me and more of my channel, hit subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Monifactory.